2 brings us with the Cats facing on with the Sunnyslope Vikings, a tough team here in week 2, marching down the field so far. Haynes on the keeper. And it looks like Hayne is in for the touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown keeper from the quarterback, Nico Hayne, who gets the scoring started off here in week 2. Nico Hayne, very experienced quarterback here for the Sunnyslope Vikings, has Division I offers from Northern Arizona, and is a true dual threat quarterback that the Cats are going to have trouble containing tonight. Extra point is good. And I want to be honest with you, it's not easy to see the numbers here. Sunnyslope has a short bleachers, so we are here like in the 4th row of the bleachers, and it's hard to see over the players, so forgive me if I can't see the numbers of those players making the big plays. (7-0) to start things off. Well, there's only 6 points on the board for the Vikings, so that may mean that the extra point was missed. But here we are. We'll see the Cats get started off on offense here after the kickoff. Elijah Amico back to return for the Cats. And kicking off for the Vikings is number 80, Josh Lang, who was one of the captains tonight and had a couple of receptions on the first drive for Sunnyslope. Kick is up, and it is in the end zone, so touchback for the Cats. And we'll see them get started here. Daniel Montana coming onto the field. Montana against Choya went 1 for 4, but had some passes that were right in the hands of the receivers, and they just went out. It was all 3 passes, actually, so he should have been 4 for 4 because they were good throws. And then some other quarterbacks got some throws in, but most of that game against Choya were just runs. And a lot of those players, running backs, got a lot of rushes in against Choya. 48-7 win. But 1-0 is the Cats, and the Sunnyslope Vikings lost in week 1 to the Notre Dame Prep team that we know as Cienega is an elite program. They lost 41-14 in week 1. First play was a run to Gabe Levy. And that was 6 yards on the play for Levy, starting running back for the Cats. You also see a lot of John Flores as the backup running back. These two teams faced off last year in the same setting, or same week 2 setting, but it was at Cienega. Cienega won 35-7. They just dominated the whole game. But I think we're going to see a lot of different game here tonight, as the Vikings have already scored the amount that they have scored in last year's matchup. Also, Nico Hayne was their quarterback then, and he is now a senior, a lot more experienced. Gabe Levy on the far side here hurdles over a defender that was on the floor, and a nice run there by Gabe Levy. And that brings a first down for the Cats. Seven minutes, 31 seconds to go. Still left in the first. We had some technical difficulties to start, but Sunnyslope just bring their offense all the way downfield and scored on a 3-yard touchdown run from Nico Hain, the star quarterback at Sunnyslope. Gabe Levy still up. Gabe Levy getting a lot of starting actions, running the ball. And that was a first down from Levy on the last play. So here we are, 1st and 10 on the 45. Montana gives the handoff to the fullback, Dylan Silva. He'll out-physical you. There's Dylan Silva. Got a couple of yards on the play. Actually, we stacked, 3 yards on the play. Coach for the Vikings is Coach Damian Pieri. Coach since 2011 for the program. 57 and 32 in that span. That's a 64% win percentage. So good coach over on the sideline and a couple of good coaches on both sidelines. So we'll see here what happens tonight. Montana rolling right, feeling pressure, complete to the tight end Tristan Bushy. And that's going to be a first down. And now the Cats are doing their turn, marching down the field. Slowly but steadily. Not easy to see over the players here. Handoff goes here to Levy. Stiff arm by Levy is successful. And still on the run as Levy trucks a defender and is out of bounds. What a stiff arm by Gabe Levy. And hopefully someone on the other side was taking video of that, because that was pretty. Gabe Levy, the junior, already showing so much potential for a varsity squad. And the Cats are going to be so lucky to have him next year as a senior. Wyatt Wingstad, the receiver on the right. 2 runners in the backfield and a flag before the play starts here. And this one's going to go against Sunnyslope. So it's going to add 5 yards to the Cats' drive down the field. Twelfth man showing out tonight for the Sunnyslope Vikings. Gabe Levy on the direct snap. Oh, and he was jumped up in the air there, and a defender clipped him. It seems all right. Yep, 12th man really showing out. Cienega had a basketball game 3 years ago in the playoffs. It was the third round, or excuse me, it was the second round, and the gym was just packed for the Sunnyslope side. And you could just see that the students really care about their sports teams because of the student section that I've seen tonight, and that they always show out. After the penalty, it is 1st and 5, or 1st and 12 from the 27. And Gabe Levy stopped up there. And on that last tackle was Jack Pieri. Coach is Damon Pieri, so maybe his son have to have some sort of relationship. And a flag before this play starts. The Cats had 14 penalties for 140 yards last week against Choya, and this one's going to go against them here. And if they have 14 penalties for 140 yards here against Sunnyslope, it's going to be a battle the whole way. We're hoping that things got cleaned up this week in practice. One early flag here to start. 2nd and 16 from the 39. Montana back to pass. Feeling pressure right away. And it is tackled there. Tackle on the is number 17, Teddy Keyboards. Senior linebacker, 5'8", 174. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and long here for the Cats. .3:30 to go in the first. Montana back to throw, looks up, throws, and pass incomplete, intended for Sebastian Felix in the end zone. Just over the head of Felix. And that's going to bring up 4th and 12 for the 34, so it's going to be interesting to see what the Cats do here. And it looks like the offense is staying out on the field to go for it here. And a timeout is taken by the Cats. So a timeout early here on a play that's probably for this 4th and 12 that the Cats have here on the 34. So like I said, 35-7 in last year's matchup in Vail, Arizona at the Cat Stadium. No players last year on this team now that really had big numbers in that game. Terrell Hayward, who's now at Northern Arizona, had 6 receptions, 128 yards, and a touchdown. And we go to the history of Sunnyslope. 57-32 since 2011. Last year they went 5-6. Nico Haynes' year last year, 618 completion percentage, 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And his brother, David Hayne, his twin, who is also on the team, 973 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns, and the 2nd most tackles on the team. So these Hayne twins are really making a difference on the Sunnyslope. Daniel Montana, 34 yards to Sebastian Felix. First one was incomplete. This one complete over the middle. Cats score in their first attempt as well. Juliano Reyes, the field goal kicker for the Cats, on to attempt the extra point. Ethan Williams brings it down, and the kick is good. 7-7 here to start. Keys to the night game for the Cats is going to be limiting Nico Haynes, the D1 quarterback's ability to run and throw off the run. Last week's 41-14 Sunnyslope against Notre Dame in a loss, but it was 14-13 heading into the 3rd quarter. Sunnyslope was up, so you see how the second half had an effect on them. And there's teams all over the country that have those problems with second half. I don't know if that's a problem with Sunnyslope, but we've seen it, teams that have problem with in the second half. Good kick here by Matthias Slattery. And they'll be bringing it back. Would have been the same as a touchback here out to the 20-yard line. And here comes Nico Hayne. Heard some of the coaches saying he has like a Tim Tebow build, gritty, athletic gamer. He went 8 for 16 in last week's game and threw 3 interceptions. So those are not good numbers. But one of those interceptions was a tip, so that helps a little bit for the defense. And the Cats cannot look at those numbers and take this guy easily. He's going to be a great runner and a great thrower. So here we are from the 20-yard line. Hain, fake handoff, keeps, breaks a tackle, and finally tackled near the 29. I think it was Isaiah Webb who got his initial arms over him, but Hain broke it. Hain, 6'1", 190. And Hain's going to keep again. First down and more. Hain on the far side. And out of bounds. So we've seen early that the Vikings are going to be running it a lot with Hain, and his running ability is over the charts. Cats defense going to have tough with him. We saw last week with Cats had trouble with one specific player on Choya who they kept handing the ball off to every time. Get his name, number 15 on Choya. And after the starting quarterback went out with injury, their game plan was to hand it off to him every single time. And the Cats were having trouble with him, even though they limited them to 7 points. Bobcats take another timeout. So 1 timeout remaining in the half. Kind of an interesting situation I wanted to note with the special teams after we saw the Juliano Reyes make the extra point and then Matthias Slattery kick away the kickoff. They got 3 different players for those positions. Sebastian Felix does the punting duties, Matthias Slattery does the kickoff duties, and Juliano Reyes, who came from Brazil, does the kicker duties. So special teams coordinator Coach Bull now really using his options there. Hain's going to keep, goes up the middle here, sidesteps a tackler, and is going to get the first down here again. So Sunnyslope Vikings on their second drive, marching down just like they did in the first. Out of the backfield is Isaac Robles. And this offense for the Vikings is rolling here to start. Sebastian Felix on the tackle. We've got under 2 minutes here remaining in the first. 25 is where the Vikings are placed. We're going to have some early movement on the line. We'll see who moved first here. And it was the Cats who moved early, so here's another penalty. Penalties could be very costly in a game like this. 1st and 5. Hain back to throw. Throws to the back out of the backfield. Over the middle. And a couple of Bobcats take him down. Isaiah Webb on the tackle. Top tier defender for the Cats this year, Isaiah Webb. Look out for him at that linebacker position. Under a minute remaining here in the first. Hain, complete to his receiver for a touchdown. That is number 80, Josh Lang, one of the captains for tonight. And in 2 drives, the Sunnyslope Vikings scored 2 touchdowns. Josh Lang making a difference early, has a few receptions. We haven't seen David Hain yet, the twin of the quarterback Nico Hain. David Hain is the leading receiver on this team. And like I said last year, almost 1,000 yards receiving for the Sunnyslope team. That Hain-to-Hain connection was probably deadly, even though they went 5 and 6. They do have a tough schedule up here in the Phoenix area. I was talking to one of the Sunnyslope persons that let you into the gate, or you have to pay them for the ticket, and they were saying they were rated by this news thing like the team with the toughest schedule in Arizona, in all of Arizona. And we know that they're here playing the Cats, probably a top team in Tucson, or is a top team in Tucson. Last week they had Notre Dame Prep, who eliminated the Cats 2 years ago in the semifinals of the playoffs. And they have Centennial later this year as well, along with some other top teams here in the Phoenix area. So it is a tough schedule for them. So with 44 seconds remaining in the first, it's 14-7, Vikings lead. Elijah Miko was going to return, but it is the end zone for the 2nd time in a row from Josh Lang kickoff. And we'll see the Cats offense come out here again. First drive out was a highlight from Daniel Montana to Sebastian Felix, 34 yards for a touchdown on 4th down. Good show out for the Cats fans tonight. Almost the whole away almost the whole away section is filled. We do like to see the support. And if you're watching here on Bobcat TV from home, you are also supporting. So don't feel bad that you couldn't make it out here tonight. Beautiful night. Second and 8. Cats can get one more playoff here before the end of the quarter. And it looks like they're just going to wait here. And that will end the first. 14-7, Vikings lead. They're having a race over on the other side of over on the home side for a race for Raising Cane's. putting on shoulder pads. Now they need to put on a jersey. Now they need to put on a helmet, which we know is not easy. And we have a winner. Wonder if he gets free Raising Canes. So Cats gonna switch sides here. They're on their second drive of the night. The first one was highlighted by a Daniel Montana pass to Sebastian Felix on a 4th and 12. If that play didn't go right, things could be a lot different here. It'd be 14-0, and it would have been a bad start for the Cats. Montana jet sweep, goes to Elijah Amico near the sideline and is pushed out of bounds. Expect a lot of those was Elijah Amico this season. He had 3 touchdowns last week against Choya and is one of the leading touchdown getters in Tucson. One of them was a punt return. And an early 3rd down and 3 on this drive. Dylan Silva in the back with Daniel Montana. And Montana's gonna throw here on 3rd and 3. Pass is too high over the head of Josiah Ware. And that's gonna bring up a 4th down. And here comes the punting unit. So the first punt for the Cats. Here's Sebastian Felix, the punter. And punt is received here and is going to be returned shortly. And it was number 5, Marlon Whitfield, on the short return. So good starting field position here for the Vikings on their 3rd drive. And we'll see here if the Cats can get a much-needed stop. One thing Cienega cannot do is look ahead to next week's game against Centennial. A game in Vail, Arizona, where the Coyotes, defending champions, I don't even know how many championships they have in a row, but a superior program in Peoria, comes down to Vail to play the Cats. So a false start against the Vikings is going to back them up 5 yards here. First and 15. Pass complete here. And is tripped up is number 88 for the Vikings. Coulter Niedzgotsky, junior receiver for the Vikings. Very nice setting for the Sunnyslope Vikings here in this football field. They have a grass field. And they have a mountain to the a little hill to the right that has an S drawn on it. Probably stands for Sunnyslope. Hain, straight up the middle here, breaks a tackle, and from behind becomes Elijah Amico. A much-needed tackle there. If Amico didn't come up from behind there, it looked like Hain had one more tackler to beat, and he would have been in free space. And I still have not seen the twin of the quarterback, Nico Hain, David Hain. He might be out to injury. Well, I think I do see him over on the sideline. Hain back to throw. He's a good thrower. Complete over the middle. It was a good pass, but better defense. Sebastian Felix on the coverage, and John Flores in the area. Hain back to throw, steps up and throws, and it is complete. And there was a defender right there to stop the receiver from yards after the catch. That's another first down for the Vikings. They're just trotting up and down the field so far, their offense. This is something we could have expected with a quarterback potentially going to NAU. NAU plays the U of A Wildcats down in Tucson tomorrow, 7:45 start time. And they have a good quarterback right now, Case Cookus. So they probably recruit their quarterbacks well. Nico Hain potentially going to play there. Hain, fake handoff, keeps. Tackle made by Elijah Amico. Another tackle by Elijah Amico that was much needed. That's a touchdown if Amico doesn't get that tackle there. And so far, we just see Hain breaking through many tackles, and he's very fast. And it's going to be first and goal here from the 9-yard line. Isaiah Webb pressures here. And a good stop here on first down for the Cats. As the line just got straight through to tackle the running back, number 26, Isaac Robles, 5'7" senior. Four receivers lined up for Hain. 2nd and 14 until the end zone. High throw here towards the corner of the left side of the goal. And it is incomplete over the heads. Much needed third down stop here is needed for the Cats on 3rd and 14. Hain back to throw, steps up, throws, incomplete, nice defense there. Pass intended for Spechen Hotstein. And it was Dylan Silver in coverage. We'll see here if the field goal unit comes on for Sunnyslope. It is a field goal unit out. Something unusual here you see is Nico Hain's the holder. The holder is usually the backup quarterback. And on the kick is the kicker Kyle Cunningham. Kick is up. And it is good. 24 yards for the freshman kicker Kyle Cunningham. And that extends the lead to 17-7 for the Sunnyslope Vikings. So we've seen a great start for the Sunnyslope Vikings. They have more than doubled what they were able to score in Vail, Arizona last year. Back to receive for the Cats is Christian DiCochea and Elijah Amico. The first two kickoffs for the Vikings have been touchbacks from the kickoff man, Josh Lang, who also has a touchdown in this game. 8:22 remaining in the second. And Elijah Amico is going to be able to return it here. Remember, he had a punt return against Choya, but it's going to be stopped up here near the 20. And we'll see the Cats offense out here for a third time. First was a touchdown to Sebastian Felix. Second was a punt, and now we are here in a situation where the Cats need to score here. 17-7, 8:16 remaining in the second. Two receivers out wide for Montana. Silva, Levy in the backfield. Fake to Silva, hands it off to Levy, and Levy is stopped up here very quickly by number 29. David Singh was all over it. There's a loss on 5 on the first down play. Montana to throw. Looking around, has a lot of time, steps up and throws. Oh, nice one-handed catch there by Amico, and he brings it in, the referee says. What a nice catch there to move the sticks along. Shout out to the offensive line. They're giving Daniel Montana a good amount of time there to throw and find Amico. Amico, the smaller receiver, doing his quarterback a service there by hauling in the pass that was a little long, but a nice catch there. And flags before the play starts. And that's a false start against the Cats. I believe that is penalty number 3. Hunter Schlegel committed the penalty. Rated number 10 from the Arizona Daily Star for top football players in Tucson this year. Hunter Schlegel, number 10, right here for your Cienega Bobcats. Gabe Levy, still going, breaks another tackle, and the Vikings just clobber him after a big run from Gabe Levy. Penalties on the field, and it is against the Vikings, so the penalty will be canceled, or it's going to extend yards on the play. Gabe Levy doing very nice here early. Last week against Choya, had 2 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. Montana keeps here, and it's tackled from behind after a gain of a couple. Cats with white tops, blue pants, and Sunnyslope in all green for their home uniforms. Second and 7. Montana screen pass to Amico. Speedy receiver. Broke 2 tackles initially, and then got tackled near the sideline by number 17, Teddy Keyboards, senior linebacker for the Vikings. Montana hands off. Handoff was to Levy. 5 minutes remaining here in the half. Cats in the red zone. And second and 7 from the 15. Cats in the Pyramid Federal Credit Union red zone. To throw here is Montana. Has plenty of time again. Is going to take it himself to the right side of the end zone. Tries to truck the defender. And a timeout is going to be called here. Excuse me, no timeout, but it is a first down for the Cats after the run by Daniel Montana, the keeper. And it's now first and goal from the 6. Silva, Levy, in back of the quarterback, Montana. Motion shows Isaiah Webb. Handoff goes here and is tackled pretty quickly. Number 22, Jack Pieri. Potentially the son of the coach Damon Pieri. Levy got a yard on the play, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 5. And Cienega takes another timeout, so they lose all of their timeouts. 30:44 remaining in the half. And Cienega has used all of them. So Cats are in a good spot on the 5-yard line to score. And we'll see what happens next. Some of the sponsors for tonight's game. Lloyd Construction Company, Vail Vikings, Desert Earth Contracting, Beck's Auto Glass, Agility Physical Therapy, Concord General Construction, Dina Hogg, EXP Realty, Just Ask Dina, Jostens of Southern Arizona, Awards to Go, ADP Medical Services, Dentist of Vail, Costas Adobe's Oral Surgery, Culver's, Swaim Associates, Lieber Orthodontics, Pizza Hut, Pyramid Federal Credit Union, also the sponsor of our Red Zone, Radiology LTD. And here we go, action to be resumed here from the 5-yard line. Cats need 5 yards to score here. Oh, a fumble on the play. Montana picks it up immediately. It's hard to see what happened from this far, if it was a bad snap or a mishandle by Montana. But that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 here. And it's going to be much, much more better for the Cats to get a touchdown here than a field goal. And he fumbles it again and picks it up. So 2 fumbles in a row immediately picked up by Daniel Montana, which is the bright spot. But these fumbles shouldn't be happening near the 5-yard line in the red zone. So that's going to bring up 4th and 10, and the field goal unit is going to come on Juliano Reyes. And the Vikings take a timeout before the field goal unit comes on for the Cats to potentially make it 17-10. Centennial next week for the Cats. Then they, on September the 20th, at Rincon University. Then September 27th, home against Mountain View. And then the rest of the games are, I don't have them on my sheet, but it alternates. So if it's home one week, it'll be away the next week. Home the next week, away the next week. And I think that's good for a football team to not get, too much in a groove at home with 2 or 3 weeks in a row at home, or too much in a groove away, staying away from home. I think it's good to alternate like this. Field goal unit on the kick. It's going to be a 19-yard field goal attempt. Excuse me, 24-yard field goal is good. Juliano Reyes. So that brings 17-10. Vikings are up with 2:47 remaining in the half. Matthias Slattery to kick away. And here we go. Nice return here on the plays. Number 13, Ashton Yurku, who was one of the key players for Sunnyslope. Plays on the offense and the defense. Is a main receiver for Nico Hain. And we'll see what the Vikings can do here with 2:41 remaining in the half, if they can put another score up on the board before we head into halftime. Cats rushing with 3. Hain on the keeper is stopped near the line of scrimmage. The Cats are going to hope that time rolls here. Sunnyslope showing no type of urgency with 2:20 remaining in the half. 2 timeouts remaining for the Vikings. Hain back to throw on 2nd and 10. Pass complete here to the big receiver, Josh Lang. And hit over the middle on the tackle is John Flores. But it is going to be a first down for the Vikings. Pass complete on the screen pass. And tackled for what looks like no gain there near the far sideline. Yep, no gain there on the play, so that is a 2nd and 10. 1:49 on the clock. Hain to pass. Throw here is complete to Josh Lang. And what a difference Josh Lang is making so far. Flags on the play. And that looks like for something that happened after the play. So things are going to stand here. So far we haven't seen, yep, that is against the Cats. So far we haven't seen David Hain, who leads the team in receiving for the Vikings. So he must be out with injury. But so far Josh Lang, number 80, has stepped up in that role for David Hain. Blitzing here are the Cats. Feeling pressure is Hain. Hain eludes the pressure. And up the middle is Hain. For another first down. So it'll be 1st and goal here for the Vikings after the run from Hain from the 9-yard line. If the Vikings can score a touchdown here, it'll put the Cats in a bad spot heading into halftime. Isaac Robles in the backfield with Hain. Hain throws, complete to Josh Lang again. And that's going to move things a little closer. Josh Lang, the big wide receiver for the Vikings, really showing out so far in the first half. .40 to go here in the half. 2nd and 3. Robles on the run. And is he in? Isaac Robles for a 3-yard touchdown. Everybody on the Vikings offense doing their part to start here for the Vikings, and they have looked very good in the first half, as if this extra point goes in, it'll be 24-10. And it is good. Wow, the Vikings have put an early stamp on the Cats. And 32.9 seconds remaining in the half, and we'll see if the Cats try to go for something here. You have to imagine they will, down 14. Returners Elijah Amico, Christian Dicochea. Josh Lang the kickoff. 32.9 seconds remaining in the half. Cats down 14. A good kickoff return. Cannot happen here as the ball is in the end zone for a touchback. And we can see the energy on the other side for Sunnyslope. And kind of quietness over here on this side for the Cats as they are down 14. Here we are, Wyatt Wingstead, Elijah Miko, Travion Dinetso in at receiver. Ryan Swoger in at quarterback. That is interesting. So maybe he's just in for this drive to end the half, or maybe he's going to be in for the rest of the game. Ryan Swoger, the junior quarterback, mobile quarterback. And Ryan Swoger went 2 for 3 in the game against Choya for 21 yards. And he ran the ball once for 35 yards, which was a touchdown. So he is a mobile quarterback, and he'll show that if he stays out here. But he's probably going to go for some downfield throws here with 24 seconds remaining in the half. Cats trying to put some points on the board. Nope, he's going to run it here after feeling pressure, and it is out of bounds to stop the clock. 17.8 seconds remaining in the half. First and 10 from the 46-yard line. Ryan Swoger comes in at quarterback. Back to throw, feeling pressure, and is going to be tackled near the line of scrimmage. And under 10 seconds running here, 5 seconds. Cats trying to down it here. And a flag on the play. And it's going to be an illegal shift on the Cats as they were rushing that play a little to get the down there. Throw the ball to the floor and stop the clock. And it was declined, and that's going to end the half here. Sunnyslope has started the scoring up here for early for the Vikings in the first half, 24-10. And I'll do a scoring breakdown here. First, it was Nico Hain with a 3-yard touchdown run, 7-0. Then it was Montana to Felix on the first drive for the Cats, 7-7 on 4th and 12. And then it was Hain, 20 yards to Josh Lang, which made it 14-7. And then it was Kyle Cunnanan on the field goal to make it 17-7 Sunnyslope. And then Cienega marched down the field, had 2 fumbles near the goal line, and they had to bring out the field goal kicker. Juliano Reyes made it 17-10. And then it was Isaac Robles on the 3-yard touchdown run, which made it 24-10. So we're going to take a little bit of a break here as the first half ends. Stay tuned, set your watches to, I would say, about 15 minutes, and we'll be back here with the second half action. 24-10, Vikings in control. Hello and welcome back into the broadcast as we get set for half 2 of week 2 for Cienega football. And first half did not go the Cats' way, down 24-10. Heading into the last half of action. Cats will receive the ball here, which is good, as the Sunnyslope Vikings received first and scored on the first drive with a 3-yard touchdown run from Nico Hain, who has been spectacular tonight. Some other matchups in the Tucson area: Marana at Catfoot, Nogales at Desert View, Empire at Douglas, Mountain View Marana at Higley. And we know Higley has Jason Harris, the big 6'8", Division I prospect on the defensive line. His brother Jalen Harris plays for the University of Arizona. And Jason Harris has offers from University of Arizona. He played the Cats last year in basketball when they faced off, and he had 30-something points, just a spectacular athlete. And here we are getting ready for half 2. Returners Amico and Dico Chea. So far it's been Amico getting all the returns so far, and a lot of them have been touchbacks, like the one here. So we'll see the offense come out. We saw Ryan Swoger in at quarterback at the last drive there for the Cats, and we'll see who comes on for quarterback here. And it looks like Daniel Montana is talking to Coach Nugent, so that, yep, it's Nugent. I mean, it's Montana in at quarterback. I think they just put Swoger in there for schematic purposes. And here we go from the 20-yard line. Under center is Montana. Hands it off to Gabe Levy, who had a good start to the game. Slowed down towards the end of the half. And gets about 5 yards there on the first play of the second half for the Cats. Also, Cienega's matchup next week against Centennial. Centennial plays Mater Dei at home tonight, and we know that can be a tough one. Mater Dei was ranked number 1 in some rankings and number 3 in some other rankings. So Cats are probably hoping that Mater Dei beats up Cienega or Centennial for next week's game. Good stop there by the Vikings as they tackle Gabe Levy behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up a third down here early for the Cats offense. Montana getting the play from Nugent. Coach Nugent, the Cats coach from 2015. Was at Canyon del Oro before, Pima Community College, Amphi. Been coaching a very long time and has done a great job at Cienega High School. Montana, deep throw. Josiah Ware, complete to Josiah Ware. It is tackled immediately. Long pass there, and the Cats will march down the field. Great pass and great reception. Montana to Ware. We knew Ware was going to be a difference maker on this year's team. He started on the defense last year. He's made most of his noise on the defense this year. And there he is with a very nice reception there. Gabe Levy on the handoff. Breaks a couple of tackles, and then number 4, Spencer Hochstein, just gets a great grasp on him. Cats playing from behind, not something they are not used to. And they're now at the 31 of Sunnyslope. Rolling right is Montana. Feels the pressure and gets sacked. That is number 66. That's Nathan Steffen, who got all over Montana. He was one of the captains for tonight's game. Loss of 8 there on the sack. So that brings up 3rd and 18 from the 43-yard line of Sunnyslope. And Ryan Swoger in at quarterback on 3rd down. Swoger rolling left, throws right, incomplete in the sideline. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 18 from a bad spot here at the 43-yard line. What do the Cats do now? And the punting unit is out, Sebastian Felix. So not what the Cats wanted on their first possession of the second half here. High punt there. Ball is on the ground. Felix picks it up, is going to throw. And it's complete here to Isaiah Webb, but he will not get the first down. So it was a high snap. The long snapper is Tristan Bushy. Sebastian Felix got a grasp of it and threw it to Isaiah Webb, which was complete, but it wasn't a first down. There is a flag here on the play near the Sunnyslope sideline. And it's going to be a sideline warning to charge the Sunnyslope. And now the defense for Cienega are going to come out, and they're going to need some much-needed stops here, as they cannot let this lead get any bigger for the Vikings. Well, an encouraging stat for the Cats can be that what happened with last week's game in Sunnyslope, with Sunnyslope and Notre Dame Prep, where it was 14-13. Sunnyslope was up heading into the second half, and then Notre Dame Prep just took control from there and won it 41-14. Handoff here, tackled immediately by Isaiah Webb. Handoff to Isaac Robles. And there is an injury on the field. It is, it's the running back Robles. And it looks like it's just a cramp, fortunately. You can see a lot of those, especially early season cramps. Very painful. Some other sponsors: Vantage West Credit Union, Nova Home Loans, Rich Hillman, Bling by Design, Rincon Air Conditioning, Long Realty, the Holly Butler team, Apex Network Physical Therapy, Hamstra Heating and Cooling, Steamy Concepts, Eris Family Dental, Montgomery's Grill, Dr. N. Dean Sports Institute of Tucson. We appreciate our corporate sponsors. Thank you. As Isaac Robles is being attended to on the field after the injury on the carry. But it looks like it is just a cramp. Good, how have you been? And we have a raffle ticket winner here for Sunnyslope. 67052, I think, is where the numbers. It's not like the Diamondbacks where you can play at home as well. But here we are, 8 minutes and ticking on the clock in the third quarter. The Sunnyslope offense is on for the first time in the half. Nico Hain has been running all over this Cienega offense. Rolling right is Hain, throws a high one near the sideline. Incomplete, caught by Coach Bolnow. Wow, what a spectacular catch by Bolnow, bringing out his old player instincts. Third and 8. Big stop needed here for the Cats. Four receivers out for Hain. Hain throws near the middle and incomplete. Over the head of number 88. Coulter Bigazzi. So a 3-and-out on the first drive for the Sunnyslope in the second half. And that does well for the Cats. As they will get the ball back here. Elijah Miko to return. Old trainer Kyle Bowen in attendance. Was still a trainer, just at a new school. Cienega's old trainer. We know he moved up to a school in Phoenix. And a lot of people glad to see him come out to tonight's game. Punt goes out of bounds there. And the Cats will start their offense near the 28-yard line. Cats were doing well on the last offensive drive, but the sack really hurt them on the loss of 8 yards. And Ryan Swoger in at quarterback. So I wonder if this is something that they're going to do all year with switching Daniel Montana and Ryan Swoger in at quarterback for schematic purposes. Or maybe Montana has an injury that's lingering. We have no idea. Big tackle there by number 53. Dylan Shillington tackled the quarterback Swoger, and Shillington is hurt. Cat's going to get some more time to talk things over with the injury. So we're in the Phoenix area. The Arizona State Sun Devils are at home tonight against Sacramento State. A game they should for sure win. They have their new quarterback, Jaden Daniels, who really showed out in game 1. And a lot of people think that he's the future for quarterback at ASU. Some people are worried about his size, though. 175 pounds. But did very well last week. NAU against U of A tomorrow at Tucson Stadium. Terrell Hayward for NAU, former Cienega Cat last year. Former Cienega standout, and also Jamari Joyner 2 years ago. Former Cienega standout to be facing off. We know Jamari Joyner has found his role within the U of A. And Terrell Hayward, we know, is going to find his role with NAU. He was on, I believe, a few kickoff returns in their first game. but his role is to definitely increase as time moves on. So here we go, 2nd and 9 from the 31. Jet sweep here to Amico, and he is tackled immediately for a loss by number 66, the captain for tonight, Nathan Steffen. And it looked like Ryan Swoger was a little hesitant to give that ball to Amico. He probably should have pulled it away, as the defensive line of Sunnyslope got right through the offensive line. And another 3rd down for the Cats. They need 14 to move the sticks here. And a fumble on the play. Swoger picks it up and then gets sacked immediately by number 17, Teddy Keyboards. So some mishandles with the ball here. We saw when the Cats were had 3rd and 5, it was 3rd and goal, and I don't know if it was snaps or just was Daniel Montana dropping the ball, but it was 2 times in a row, which really hurt the Cats. They could have scored a touchdown on the drive, but now we see it again. Low snap here. Gets the punt off is Felix. And the Vikings are going to have really good really good position here coming into this offensive drive. 5:47 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Run here is stopped immediately, and that's Isaiah Webb, key defensive player on the defense. He's had a great game so far. Hain, feeling pressure from Schlegel and Webb, throws it up and incomplete. Schlegel could have really hit the quarterback there, Nico Hain. It was Webb and Schlegel who were chasing after him, probably the top two defenders on the defense. They forced him to throw a bad pass here, and it brings up 3rd and 11, and they can get a stop here. That'll be key because they're out of field goal range, and they're out of, and it would be 11 yards to go. So likely a punt that would occur. Hain, rolling right, throwing downfield. Oh, pass bobbled up and incomplete there. And Elijah Amico thought he got the bobble and intercepted it, but the official says that it was incomplete and that it bounced on the floor. Elijah Amico really thought that he had it. Dico Che comes up, a little bobbly on the play. It's like an injury to the knee. Oh, interception or not, they'll be punting here. Sunnyslope will be punting here. Excuse me, never mind. Nico Hain is in, and the offense stays out for 4th and 11. Cats can get a stop here. That's big. They'll get great field position for the offense. Oh, Hain punts it. And it goes into the goal line. Fortunately for the Cats, they'll get it at the 20. So offense needs to get something going here. Defense for the Cats has had 2 good drives, putting the Cats in position to score. 4:39 remaining in the third. Swoger at quarterback from the 20. Throws, and that pass is intercepted. That pass was right to number 29, David Singh. And that's a huge interception for the Sunnyslope defense, as the offense will now be placed inside their red zone. So it was one play for the Cats on that offensive drive, and it was intercepted. David Singh comes up with the interception. Now from the 22 is the Sunnyslope offense. Hain to pass, screen pass to number 8, Xander Gagolius. But there is flags on the play coming from the back official. And that's going to be a holding against the Vikings, so that's going to back them up here 10 yards. First and 18. Hain, keeper up the middle. And it's stopped there. Gets a few yards on the play. Schlegel on the tackle. Second and 13. And a timeout is called before the play starts by Sunnyslope. First time out of the half for the Vikings. So that's 3:10 remaining in the third. Sunnyslope calls a timeout. Great show out for the Bobcat side. Traveled well tonight to Sunnyslope High School, week 2. Week 3 brings in the Coyotes to Vail, Arizona. Tough team. Tough every year. Great coach, has been there since the school opened up. And here we go, Hain back to pass. Feeling heavy pressure in the sack there. McKinney on the sack. One of the stars on the defensive line, has been on this varsity squad since he was a sophomore. Third and 21. Deep throw looking here. Great coverage there by Elijah Amico. Pass was intended for Josh Lang. And so that will bring up a 4th and long. The Vikings went for it on 4th and long last time in a similar spot. But that was 4th and 12. It is 4th and 21 now. It looks like Hain is still out there. Actually, they didn't go for it. Hain stayed out and punted it. Could potentially expect something similar here. And that's what they're going to do. He punts it out of bounds. That goes out around the 15-yard line. Nope. 21-yard line. Two minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the third. Cats need some energy here on offense and get some scores. Swogren at quarterback after the interception throw. Complete here to Felix. Felix in the middle of the field. Breaks a tackle and gets a first down. Short pass there that got some extra yards after the run by Felix. And those are the plays we like to see here. Handoff goes to Levy here and breaks right through is number 22, Jack Pieri. Actually didn't break right through. He had an open look there at the runner Levy coming from the linebacker position. That was a loss of 4 on the play, so 2nd and 14. Swoger. Feeling pressure, throws deep down the sideline, and pass looks like it's caught, and it is caught. Elijah Amico, spectacular catch near the far sideline from Ryan Swoger. And what a difference maker Elijah Amico has been. Week 1 last week had 3 touchdowns. This week has created many stops on defense and has showed out on offense. I guess they're saying it's incomplete, but it looked like he brought it down. He probably dropped it when he came down with it. It's hard to see with these short bleachers. Swoger to throw. Pass intercepted. Pass was intended for Felix, but it was intercepted by number 8, Xander Gregorlis, the defensive back. So that's 2 interceptions on 2 straight drives by Ryan Swoger. And the Vikings will get it back. No scoring so far in the half. Hayne on the keeper, left side. Near the 26. Second and 1. Josh Lang in motion. Nice catch there by Josh Lang. Hayne threw it. It was a little high, but Josh Lang's able to bring it in. And that gives the Sunnyslope Vikings a first down. 45 seconds to go here in the third. Hayne, deep throw here. Pass incomplete, intended for Ashton Yurku, one of the top receiver threats out there for the Vikings. 5'10" junior, made an impact on last year's varsity squad as well. So 2nd and 10 for the Sunnyslope Vikings from the 25-yard line. Handoff here. Gonna go to Robles. And he's tripped up there. Gets a few yards on the play. And that's going to bring an end to the third quarter. So going into the fourth, the Sunnyslope Vikings will have it on their own 23, or they'll have it on the Bobcats 23, 3rd and 8. Head into the fourth, no scoring from the third quarter. It is 24-10. The Cienega Bobcats have 4s on their hands, holding up 4 fingers for some reason. Well, I guess that's for the fourth quarter. I haven't seen that before. That might be something they do when they're trailing. I have not seen that. So we'll see if we get some more action here in the fourth after no scoring in the third. I'd like to see some scores from the Cats, but the Sunnyslope Vikings are the ones that are in good position here from the 23-yard line. Stop needed here for the Cats on 3rd and 8. Hain to keep, and the Cats all over him. Flags on the play, though. The Sunnyslope offense is sort of like the Hawaii offense, if you watch that game, where they do the run and shoot, where Nico Hain in real time is making decisions on his RPOs, and his receivers are making decisions on their route running in real time, and that can be tough if it is performed well by the Vikings. So far it has been. And when you have a quarterback that's been in the system for a while, we know Hain at least has been starting quarterback since last year and has offers from a Division I school. So he knows how to run the offense and make the decision and make the better decisions. Saw how Hawaii dominated the Cats defense, or the U of A Wildcats defense 2 weeks ago at Aloha Stadium. So here we go in the 4th quarter. Clock is ticking. It is crunch time for the Cats. They're going to need to do something big here. They need 2 touchdowns to tie the score. Fumble on the play. Cats recover. And Isaiah Webb has it. Spins away from the defender. And I think the Sunnyslope Vikings, it was number 8, Xander Gregorius, thought that the play was down. Oh. And they are ruling it, I guess they're ruling it an incomplete pass. It looked like a backward lateral. And Coach Nugent is not having it. It looked like a backward pass there. It was fumbled. Isaiah Webb picked it up and bring it back about 50-something yards. But it's going to be called back here. We'll have to see the tape on that one because that looked like it should have been a fumble. That could have been huge for the Cats. Second and 10. Lang in motion. He's going to get the jet sweep here. Josh Lang is into the end zone for a touchdown. 12-yard run by Josh Lang extends the lead to 30-10. Vikings in charge. Extra point is good by the freshman kicker, Kyle Cunningham. You can just see all the spirit drop on the section over here, the away section where all our Cats fans are loaded. 11:04 remaining in the 4th quarter, 31-10. Cats are going to need 3 touchdowns to come back here and tie the game. This is not something the Cats are used to, playing down 21 in the 4th quarter. We'll have to, if the Cats go on to lose, we'll have to get the numbers on how many games it's been since it'll be their 2nd regular season loss in like 30-something games. They're crazy numbers. Remember last year, Cienega lost in the regular season to Ironwood Ridge, which ultimately ended their regular season streak of winning. It was at like 20-something at that point. It just shows how good of a program Cienega is. But here on the road, trailing 21 with 11 minutes and 4 seconds to go. And it is going to be a touchback. Great kicking by Josh Lang tonight. He's had many touchbacks. And great receiving by Josh Lang. He's really come in for the potentially the injured David Hain, who we're expecting to be the receiver. The twin of the quarterback, Nico Hain. And it's Bobby Belton at quarterback. So maybe to get the offense sparked here a little bit, Bobby Belts was another great quarterback the Cats have. And it is 2nd and 6. Here we go, 10:30 remaining. Handoff goes here. And it was to John Flores, the handoff. Jack Peary on the tackle. There's no gain for Flores, so it's 3rd and 5. Belts in at quarterback. We've seen 3 quarterbacks tonight. Ryan Swoger, Daniel Montana, and now Bobby Belts here in the 4th quarter, trying to spark something on offense for the Cats, which has not been rolling here tonight. Belts throws an interception to Jack Peary, and he takes it back for a pick six, 25 yards. And wow, have things gone very, very south for the Cats. Ryan Swoger had 2 interceptions in the 3rd. Bobby Belts comes in, first possession in his first drive, and throws an interception that goes for a pick 6. This is something we did not expect to happen to the Cats here tonight. And the extra point here is going to be attempted by the freshman, Kyle Cunningham. And it is good, 38-10. Sunnyslope leads in week 2. Niemer Hassey here in attendance tonight, the former principal of Cienega, and is the future principal of Micah Mountain High School, which has the plans to be a bigger school than Cienega. So expect the main sports team in Vail to move to Micah Mountain after many, many years of success from our sports teams at Cienega. 9:44 remaining in the game, 38-10. Kick is going to go for a touchback from Josh Lang. And the offense will come out here. We'll see if Bobby Belch is still in at quarterback after throwing the pick 6. And no, Daniel Montana is brought back out again. This rotation for the QBs for the Cienega is very confusing. Daniel Montana on the keeper. Yards there on the run for Montana. 2nd and 8 from the 22. Montana back to throw here. Complete to John Flores out of the backfield. John Flores, the speedy back, gets a good amount of yards there on the play. And a 1st down. John Flores, one of my co-workers at the McDonald's in Rita Ranch. Very excited about the season to come. And this one's intended for Flores again and incomplete. Second and 10 off the incomplete pass. Montana back to throw. Throws here, complete to number 88, Caleb Kidney, who's one of the junior receivers who is expected to play a bigger role next year. He's one of the top junior receivers. Cats need 3 yards here on 3rd down. Montana feels the pressure and just throws it out of bounds. 4th and 3. Angel Ramirez got pressure there on the quarterback. Pass complete to Tristan Bushy over the middle. And it's tackled there, but there is going to be a flag on the play. The receiver had his hands all over the horse collar of Bushy. Wow, and they take that flag back. And it looked just clear that it was a horse collar. Not sure why they took the flag back here. Montana complete to Gabe Levy out of the backfield. Hand off to Levy. Breaks the tackle. And near the Cienega sideline as he goes down. Sabino plays Saguaro tonight. Saguaro's gotten off to a good start, beating Buena last week. And whistles here before the play starts. And a timeout is taken here by Cienega. Montana rolling right, he's going to keep it here and goes down after he's tripped up at the 22-yard line. Credit has to go out here tonight to the Sunnyslope coaching staff. It seemed like they knew exactly what to do, especially early in the game with Nico Hain against the Cienega defense. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the game, and we're gonna have a false start here. And not a good sign here. Christian DiCochea is on he's hurt his leg. Not a good sign. Pass here complete to Travion DiNezzo. And it looked like it was a horse collar or a face mask here. Got some jitters here from the Cienega sideline, but no flag on the play. Then Cats need 7 here on 3rd down. Montana to pass, complete here, number 20, Travion DiNezzo. Oh, and he comes up. Looks like he's hurt on the play. Landed on his back there after receiving the pass there. It was a nice catch. Montana hands off to Levy. Levy left side, breaks one tackle. and is into the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown. Gabe Levy brings some life in for the Cienega fans, but there are penalties on the play. Oh, and it's going to go against the Cats. And that's going to back them up here. No touchdown. And that's going to back them up 10 yards. That's going to hurt there. This will be a replay of first down. Montana feeling pressure here. Slides off a defender, and that pass is incomplete. Pass hits the track. Nathan Steffen applying the pressure. Montana steps up to run here and is going to be tackled by number 50, Brandon Stapleton. A lot of different players we've seen a lot of different players for the Sunnyslope defense getting tackles all over the board. And Cienega takes another timeout here with 5:02 remaining in the fourth. Touchdown would be nice here to bring back some life into the crowd, even though it won't mean anything at the end of the game. No one expected this to go down the way it is right now. 38-10. Vikings up. Montana to pass, complete, incomplete, out of the hands of Amico. Number 22, Jack Peary was right there in the coverage. Jack Peary had a pick six early in the game off of Bobby Belts, going back 25 yards. Montana has plenty of time here to throw, and now gets sacked by number 66, Nathan Steffen, who has had a spectacular game applying pressure on the quarterback, and I believe that is his second or third sack tonight. One of the captains coming into the game, and he has really showed his presence here tonight. And the flag on the play is against the Vikings. Ball is at the 14 for the Vikings. 4:47 remain in the game. Receivers lined up very close to the offensive line here. Handoff goes to Robles. Showing off a few moves there, but tackled by number 81, Sonny Ham, 5'11", 150 junior. Someone lost a house key. So if you lost your house key, they have it up at the booth. Robles. Tackled here near the line of scrimmage. Loss on the play. It's 56, Anthony Holgian, the junior, on the tackle. Handoff, here he goes. And around 3 minutes to go here. So it's 38-10. The difference is 28 points. The difference in last year's game against Sunnyslope was also 28 points, but it was flipped. Cienega was the one that won 28 points. So obviously home field gives you an advantage. You have to wonder if being on the bus for 2 hours disadvantages these players to a great effect. I know I was disadvantaged by it. I was cramping up in the van coming up here. And I'm sure it has some sort of effect. Bobcats going to get the ball again on offense. Things have become very quiet over here on the Cienega side. Probably not a single person here expected things the way they're going. Bobby Belt's on the keeper here. Stays up after getting hit. And then is tackled. The run for Bobby Belt gives a first down to the Cats. Bobby Belt's rolling left. Throws right, has an open receiver, Wingstad. But incomplete. Wyatt Wingstead. One of the taller receivers on this year's team. We see some of the student section has probably gone in half for the 12th man over on the other side. Leaving early this Friday night. Maybe to go catch the rest of the ASU game against Sacramento State. Belts keeps. What a good run there by Bobby Belts. Gets a first down and a couple more. Belts back to throw, looking downfield, and it is caught here by number 88, Caleb Kidney, and then a bunch of Vikings surround Kidney. And the Cats are now in the Pyramid Federal Credit Union red zone. Cats have had a lot of mistakes in the red zone tonight. It's been part of their unsuccess here in Phoenix, Arizona. And from the 10-yard line, handoff here goes to CJ Flores. It is wrapped up. Under 40 seconds remaining here in the game. We'll see if the Cats go for a score here to leave on a slightly better note. Belts, probably one more play left, is getting chased down and is sacked by number 25, Jacob Haddix. And that's going to do it here from Phoenix, Arizona, where we were brought to Sunnyslope High School. It's a shocker here for the Cats as they lose 38-10, a 28-point loss. And it'll be a long bus ride back home. We'll look forward to Centennial next week, where we will be having coverage for you here live on Bobcat TV. Thanks from the whole crew tonight. My name is Jacob Greenberg.